Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mukluk Streams. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, we're trying out a little game called Warhammer. This is made by some small startup. They're trying their hand at gaming. I think they were inspired by StarCraft or something. But it looks pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to figuring out who the good guys are. Let's see. We left off here last time, and we got some people to commit violence to over here.
Another annoyance.
Let's see. We got 3 there, 1, 2, and then some more over there. Is there any behind? I want to make sure we're not getting flanked here. No, I don't think so. Oh, I think it shows them on the map. Okay, yeah, they're all in front of us. They do have the high ground. That's gonna be a problem. That is gonna be a problem. There's not a lot of cover. Let's see, Abelard. Oh, this little post is cover. Oh, that's convenient, I guess. Is Argenta in the post? Wow, she was. Odd. Alright, let's put him there and save. Rogue Trader. Indeed, Jason. Good morning, Mark. Morning, Shaq. Good morning, Bluebell.
A wicked thought.
Me?
Fuck yourself.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
You don't have line of sight of any of those? Alright, well, I hope they don't have line of sight of you either. Stun grenade. Oh, that is not good. Warden taking a huge hit. Okay. Let's see. Put the same buff on Muck.
Another foe painted black.
Alright, 1 down. And who's next?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Can you hit from here? Argenta can hit that one only. Alright.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
0. What? What? It does not say... Does not say that she should be invulnerable. I don't know why that did 0. I was actually thinking when this fight started that these dudes were gonna attack us while she like makes a getaway, but then she came back to fight, so I was like, oh, okay.
Doubt is for the...
Okay, now she can hit her. Odd.
I'll do it. As the Emperor, this is why I was chosen. Faith without... I'll do it.
The cackling. No, another stun grenade. Dude, I've got some people that still... Oh my god, so many stun grenades.
For the throne's
Alright,
glory.
resolve buff. What else? Put this buff on Abelard. Put haste on Cassia.
I won't object to it.
Alright, let's run.
My competences are not that universal. Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Move here. Free attack.
Successful.
Knockback.
Oh. Running binary override.
Blast. And then
My
try to go into cover.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Okay.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Move the tank in here. Try to taunt all of them. The camera's not liking this area. Yeah, I was going a little crazy. Let's see. Stack damage on Argenta.
Genius
Let's put regen on this random guard. Let's give Cass another turn.
Within schemes.
Cass can put a buff on Heinrichs and blast this guy. Warp curse on that. Wow.
Injured. I'm enraged.
Well, that random guard I cast regen on just died.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Doubt is for...
High momentum.
If I may,
Man, Abelard in trouble. Not like that.
My worst day. Yet.
I'll do it. That is not the Emperor's will.
What? Oh, she needs to reload.
Rejoice in battle! As the Emperor... I'll do it. Doubt is... This is why I was chosen.
Okay. Heinrich's buff. Can Heinrichs get in range to heal
But of
Abelard?
course,
Yes, he
Lord
can.
Captain. Naturally.
Put haste on him. Iron Arm
For the
on
throne's
Pascal.
glory.
Advancing.
Pascal. Free attack is parried. Push.
Running binary override.
Shot.
The Omniscient
Dash.
knows all. Comprehends all.
Abelard.
It will be done. I will do my duty.
Taunts.
My ears are ringing.
Alright, can we get in range to heal? Alright, so there's regen on him. And a single target heal. And let's see. Do I set someone on fire or give someone an extra turn?
What if...
Cast an extra turn.
as duty demands. That is foolishness.
Oh god!
Someone just hit the
Well, both our frontline people are down again. What's new?
I have read tomes of military tactics. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
So you give Muck a turn. And, oh, wait. I had Finest Hour charged earlier. It's not charged now. What the heck?
Let's see.
Make them shoot each other?
Cleanses the body.
I won't go down easy.
This one was just pulling on my shirt. Okay.
you, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh my gosh.
Guided by faith. You, my Emperor!
Might need to relocate the chip cam. I mean, he's all over the place. He was on the floor, then he was in the other chair, now he's on the back of my chair. He cannot make up his mind. Once again, we're in a battle where we got 4 people left.
I won't object to it. I need a foothold.
Does she have this buff? No, she does not.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Let's see. Does Argenta currently have regen? I don't think so. Heinrichs. Yes. Alright, cast
A
it on
genius
Argenta.
at work.
And put...
Let's
buffs on her.
see.
Give her another
What
turn.
if?
Faith without each strike is a prayer. From the ashes.
Jeez! Argenta's almost dead now.
From the cold embrace of
Our
death.
Argenta's down.
Our Emperor.
I'm not accustomed to
Another
being
loss to
ordered
the recipe.
around. Another foe painted black.
Alright, we just deleted the enemy caster.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
For the throne's glory. I won't object to it.
If I may.
Oh, one of the other guards just went down. Install mini chip cams, change to a different one depending on his whims. This camera's all over the room. People are like, are you into weird stuff? I'm like, no, it's for my cat. It's not weird at all.
Let's see to it.
Through the smoke and gunfire. A wicked thought.
Isn't this a job for the sky to die with grace, at least?
Does he have regen on self? No.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Me, as duty demands.
Oh, I didn't see this one behind us.
You don't frighten me!
I won't object to it. Let's see to it. For the throne's glory.
A genius at work.
Okay, dot on him.
Let's see.
Give her another turn. And...
I am a
finish that guy
navigator.
off.
To die with grace, at least.
Yeah, what if these people are upset because I keep petting this cat, and then they came here because they wanted to see Warhammer chip? What if they came here for Warhammer? He says that's ridiculous. Happy cat? Oh yeah, he's loving things right now. Okay.
Emperor, give me strength.
Alright, 3 of our people went down, but the other 3 won the fight. What? Mercy! The Lady Navigator covers her face with her disfigured scaly hands, each with an extra finger and conjoined phalangeal bones. Her clothes are covered in blood, mostly that of your servants, and several unexploded bolts are sticking out of her chestplate. Rogue traitor, whether on purpose or out of ignorance, you are harboring a monster that is cunningly pretending to be an innocent maid. Spare me, and I, Alina, Haterio, Orselio, will swear to tell you the whole truth about the madness that is devouring House Orselio like a malignant tumor. Do not let the Regent deceive you with honeyed lies, lest the cursed child ruin your protectorate as well. You see rage and despair in the Lady Navigator's face, but neither is directed at you. Your fate will be decided during the trial, Lady Elena. I will hear what you wish to tell me. Thank you for your lenience, Rogue Trader. She's lucky. We could have just gone full Judge Dredd right there. The unnaturally bulbous eyes of the Navigator constantly shift between you and Cassia. Black secretions run down her cheeks instead of tears, leaving unsightly streaks. I, Elena Hateria of House Orselio, swear to tell the Rogue Trader nothing but the truth. May the God Emperor be my witness. Regent Aranto. Pathetic. He's still laying on the ground. Is that on purpose? Silence. With all due respect, House Orselio has hardly covered itself in glory thus far today. It is time that its representatives answered before the Rogue Trader. Regent Aranto, representatives of your house made an attempt on Lady Cassia's life and attacked a rogue trader. Aranto, Rogue Trader, House Orselio humbly asks for your lenience and forgiveness. We could not even imagine these vile rats could be scurrying among our ranks. As for them sneaking into the Rogue Trader's palace and staging an unthinkable crime, God Emperor be our witness, the accursed renegades seek to spark a feud between our houses. So, he got attacked by the others. I do believe he's not with them. I'm getting tapped on the shoulder again. Oh, God. He is just really, really thirsty for pets right now. Anyone who's here every day can tell you. He occasionally jumps up here, but not like this often, not this thirsty. Okay. I believe you, Regent Aranto, and yet this is now the second attempt that has been made on Cassia's life. I need answers. We are ready to tell you everything we know so that this misunderstanding can be remedied as quickly as possible. Why are people trying to kill Lady Cassia? Everyone in the house knows the child is the keeper of the one true Starway Atlas, which once belonged to our great navigator, Tisiphone Orselio. The ungrateful wretches secretly hated her grace, and when Tisiphone abdicated her responsibilities and set off for parts unknown, they staged a revolt to destroy her successor. Does Cassia really carry Tisiphone's Atlas? We believe it with all our heart. The Novator spent many cycles on the world where the child was born. It is said that everyone who witnessed the miracle of her birth simultaneously departed for a destination known only to the Novator. Tisiphone gave the order and followed them soon after, leaving her precious gift, the Atlas, to Cassia, and therefore marking her as her successor. What do you know about Cassia's unbridled power? A special gift for a special child. She was born with it and grew up under its influence. The instability sometimes hampered her education, but we learned to prevent most outbursts. As long as the child remains calm and remains in seclusion, the power cannot take hold of her mind. Tell me more about the renegades. They are madmen who seek to destroy the centuries-old traditions of our great house, so carefully nurtured by the previous Novator Tisiphone Orselio. They deem the century of her rule a tyranny, and our most sacred relic a curse that must be destroyed. Fools! If the Atlas were to be destroyed, the whole of House Orselio would follow it into oblivion. Why do the renegades seek to destroy the house's relic? They dread her power, for only a Novator can fully grasp the mysteries and harness the power of the Starway Atlas. What the renegades call a leash, we call a guiding star. It looks like House Orselio has fallen on hard times. The Regent stays silent and then replies, to call your statement false would be a lie. For many years we managed to maintain the fragile balance within our house, but then the Novator's departure shook the faith of many. The treasury is empty, the navigators are scattered, the warp routes are scrambled, and many of our allies cannot be reached, which is why it is so important to complete the child's education. It is Cassia's duty to take Tisiphone's place and lead the house to prosperity. Such is her great destiny. I've heard enough. Lady Eleanor, what do you have to say in your defense? I do not know what it is you wish to learn, but I will start from the very beginning. A long time ago, Tisiphone ascended to the throne of Orselio, and she was a daring Novator who brought part of the house to the Expanse, hoping to strengthen our position in the Imperium. The house prospered, but Tisiphone was never satisfied. She went mad in her pursuit of power, seeking more influence, more control, and she saw enemies everywhere, even among her loyal followers. Paranoia was slowly driving Tisiphone insane, and one day she created the Starway Atlas, a relic that is implanted in our bodies at birth, a noose around our necks, our gift and our damnation. She used the Atlas to control us, subdue our will, and mold our thoughts. If anyone put a toe out of line, she killed them with a glance. At first, many branches... Dude, this sounds like Neji's family from Naruto. At first, many branches of House Orselio tried to resist tyranny, and Tisiphone cut them down with extreme brutality. For example, the entire Sethala branch was destroyed simply because its leaders asked too many questions about the Atlas and wanted to know the truth about its creation. What else is Tisiphone Orselio guilty of? Tisiphone's madness weakened the dynasty, and not long ago, the Novator vanished. Indeed, her loyal followers lie when they say she chose to retire. The truth is, nobody knows the truth. I hope she's rotting away on one of her secret worlds, she says with a sneer. I understand Tisiphone's transgressions, but what does any of that have to do with Lady Cassia? Tisiphone passed her Atlas onto her successor before fleeing the house, to a newborn child. We cannot surrender the throne to the tyrant's creature. Tisiphone was cunning and treacherous. She must have hatched the entire plan beforehand. Her disappearance, the child, the transfer of the leash. We feared that one day she would be reborn in Cassia's body, and we could not let that happen. You called Cassia a monster because of Tisiphone's Atlas. Largely yes, but there is more. Have you never felt pure, unadulterated disgust while standing close to her? Or perhaps fury, or fear? Who but a monster could manipulate the minds and feelings of others, even more so than Tisiphone herself did? I mean, I felt something, it wasn't those things, though. Why didn't you attack before? Why now? Tisiphone always had plenty of opponents, but we were afraid to trust one another. Any of us could be spying for her followers. We saved our strength and dealt the first blow 5 years after the heir was born, striking one of the estates on Ear TV. But the girl survived, and the Regent Aranto hid her so far away that guards and guarded so thoroughly it took us another 13 years to find her. Then another 2 years to get into the Regent's good graces and reach Urak 5. Now Cassia is in the spotlight and the House Council is about to put her on the throne. Surely there's no better time to cut the serpent's head. So you admit Regent Aranto was not aware of the assassination attempt? She clicks her tongue loudly. Aranto is guilty of mass killings, intimidation, inhuman torture, abetting Tisiphone, and raising her heir. His crimes are many, but this one is not among them. I'd love to see his head on the chopping block, but honor prohibits me from slandering him in a trial before the rogue trader. I've heard enough. The rogue trader now knows about the Regent's atrocities and the girl's corruption. I hope I succeeded in warning you about the danger that lurks within Cassia or Celio. Lady Cassia, you too are an injured party in this. What would you do in my place? If I may speak, so many dirty colors have poured from the mouths of those present that I feel covered in filth from head to toe. I, as the future Novator, I want to bleach them, purify them, and let them go. Heed me. I am the one to blame for what happened today, and I accept full responsibility for the actions of my house. Cassia speaks bravely and openly, though her hands are shaking a little. Lady Navigator Elena, you wretch! Who do you think you are? Will you now start killing those who have displeased you, as Tisiphone did before you? The fury on Elena's face gives way to desperation when she realizes what she just said. She slowly reaches for the atlas embedded in her chest, looking at Cassia with obvious fear. Aranto, hear us, child. This burden is too heavy for you to shoulder alone. You are not yet ready. Cassia, I implore you, to settle this conflict, I offer the rogue trader a 100-year contract with House Orselio, committing us to charting the shortest and safest routes for the Von Valancius Protectorate within the Coronis Expanse. I will also remain aboard the rogue trader's vessel and assist him until he decides otherwise, or until duty to the house summons me to the Novator's seat. What are you going to do, Lady Elena? The esteemed regent will put Lady Elena and her people in one of our family gauls. She is a House Orselio navigator after all. There's no need for her precious blood to be spilt. What is a gaul? Lady Elena stares at Cassia incredulously with bulging eyes, but remains silent. Her hand restlessly caresses the spot where her atlas is embedded. It's a jail? Okay. Well, I do want to keep Cassia on the crew very, very much. Thank you for your input, Lady Cassia. I will consider whether I should accept your offer. She nods curtly. You were so needy this morning. I'm getting tapped on the shoulder again. I will accept Lady Cassia's offer. We will sign the contract and the navigators will be free to leave Dargonis. Cassia smiles. You have never seen her so open or so radiant. Thank you, Muck Von Luck. I mean, rogue trader. Regent Aranto remains silent for a long while. So be it. We failed to notice that our child had grown up and become strong. You may stay with the rogue trader until the house summons you. His influence is anomalous, but it has served to bring our blessed Tisiphone's most precious talent, the talent of leadership. Rogue Trader, we are now bound by the terms of the contract. Your representatives may contact House Orselio at any time, and we will respond. And one more thing. Protect the child like the apple of your eye. Remember that you have the future Novator of a Navis Nobility house aboard your vessel. Did you see that one of the bodies just started sliding out of the room without standing up? Are dialogue choices mostly for the story, or do they affect the game in any way? Oh, they very much affect the game. But, yeah, it's both. The answer is both. They very much affect it. Okay. Do we need to talk to Cass now? She doesn't want to talk at the moment. Alright, I think we're done here. Let's head back this way. Pet ship again? Awesome. We've done so many pet ships this morning. He is drowning in pets. couldn't possibly want more pets, could you? Okay, heading back for the ship. I save all my channel points for pet ship. I see.
$17-month resub. In honor of Chip, here's a cool cat emote.
Cool cat emote. Alright, so back at Dargonis. The question now is, where do we need to go? See, Rod, find out more about the strange gang. On the hunt for knowledge. The collected reconnaissance data must be delivered to the Adeptus Mechanicus representative on Footfall. Oh, there was another thing, your contracts. The Explorator Cognizance fleet is planning a holy expedition to an unearthed subsector. Their emissary is prepared to buy a massive amount of fuel for their void ships. Trade 5 fuel for 3 profit factor. Okay. The hive world of 4 links needs to undermine. Let's say that's 3 maintain 7 people. Prelate Tychon of the Order of the Hammer wishes to send messengers to worlds that serve as resting places of Saint Cognatius' relics to form spiritual bonds with their current keepers. So if you have more greater than or equal to 30 profit factor, you get 5,000 RP with a bunch of people. Alright, so that's a lot of contracts. Alright, need to go to Footfall. Let's go to the map again. Alright, which of these? That's Phoebo 6. Janus, Foulstone. Having trouble remembering where Footfall is. There. Furibundus is where it's at. Reports coming in from the navigation chambers regarding the appearance of a warp storm along the void ship's course. The ship can go around the perilous region, but the ceremonious voxcasts from the navigator are tinged with strange inflections, as if for some reason they desperately want to approach the raging warp elements. Avoid it. The warp jump went smoothly enough, although many crew members reported strange incidents while they were asleep. They sensed someone approaching them and laying a hand on their forehead. Then the hand seemed to pass through their skin, through their skull, and with tender motions, sorted their jumbled thoughts into some sort of order. The Magos Pascal noted that the mysterious incident had allowed him to remember a few highly obscure tech rituals, which it seemed he had never studied in the first place. Alright. Finally going to Football. The command bridge received an alarming Vox message from the quartermaster. Some of the provisions and drinking water have gone bad and continue to worsen, teeming with fat gray maggots. However, the ship's air remains undefiled by the rank odor, and the maggots sometimes completely vanish from sight. Should we get rid of the affected stores? Perception. Make sure the contamination is not an illusion. Success. At first glance, the provisions are hopelessly ruined by scabs and disgusting larvae, but looking away makes the squirming filth vanish into thin air. Yet another deception of the warp, thought the Lord Captain, proved right when the vessel arrived in real space. Alright. Did you say furry abundance? Might want to avoid that place? Let's see, Drusus' blessing. Have I been here yet? A familiar voice cuts through the Vox channel. Greetings, what can I do for you? Over an hour. What was this? I don't remember what this was. Altar Templum, Calixus. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. Notice our communicator refusing his guess. Okay. Alright, footfall. So I've got quite a few quests here. Alright, let's go to the atrium. Bring the usual team. Chip's actually on his tower. It has been a while since he got on his tower. He's gotten really used to hanging out in that chair on the other side of the room. Varian says you might be able to pick up Jay at the bar. Jay? Don't know who Jay is. I will see if I can find them. I feel like load times are a little longer today. There we go. Just had to complain about it.
There will be no peace in my wake.
What's up, Hieronymus?
My house would be proud of me.
The statue undoubtedly depicts Parsimonius Dwayne, the legendary rogue trader who founded Footfall.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
The man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bones fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes on you. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unhealthy gauntness. In a cracked voice, he says, "The Emperor protects." The Emperor protects, Reverend. But he protects only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many who have risen to the pinnacle of faith have fallen from it in the embrace of pride most degenerate. And you must be the young son Valancius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onward, picking them along the way like ripe fruit and savoring their sweet poison? How do you know who I am? The Emperor has blessed me with acute hearing, and the people did the rest. How many members of your crew do you think came to confess the moment they arrived in port? How long do you suppose it took me to piece together the truth from their words? Awareness success. The priest's voice is rasping and harsh, but he still managed to pick up a strange change in tone. There is something hidden behind this shift in his speech, something that he did not consider necessary to explain. You're saying Theodora was a transgressor? A woman of great gifts, but few considered virtue to be one of them. People whispered that power had corrupted her, made her believe that she was entitled to anything she wanted. It is known that she showed cordiality to Xenos, broke taboos, and violated dogmas. Then again, so do nearly all rogue traders. Rogue traders are of the Emperor's anointed. I act as his command, as evidenced by his signature on my warrant. And did he grant it to you personally? The Emperor has entrusted his servants with the future of humanity, but people are too weak and prove to fail flawed to prove themselves worthy of his trust. Only suffering can cleanse us, but we fear it and thus remain sullied. Persuasion 100%. Make the sign of the Holy Aquila. I put my faith in the Emperor. Persuasion success. He gives you a scrutinizing look and then his tone softens. Well then, be twice as diligent. For this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. Plus 4 dogmatic, 8 experience. He looks at Argenta, who is standing nearby, and his voice softens slightly. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. Let it be known to you that Theodora von Valancius' ship was attacked by servants of archenemy, who appall the heart of any righteous soul, she says, nearly hissing with fury. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the Son Valancius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I'm divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall Reliquary. Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship. I could use her assistance going forward. Hieronymus nods in thought. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall Reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. He smiles sadly. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. Dang! It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But, before you start on a path towards your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people on Footfall. They brought me troubling news from the Shadow Quarters. In the darkest corners where the Liege's wardens do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by profanity, but even here, true heresy, serving the archenemy, is a rarity. The cultists who now dwell in the Shadow Quarters mark their abodes with the sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing those reports to be rumors, but I well know what evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. Why not go to the Liege with this matter? I do not walk the paths pleasing to the Liege, Hieronymus frowns. Vladame is weak and riddled with worms on the inside. He seeks to please his Casbalica masters, those peddlers of relics of the unholy Xenos. We will verify this rumor, Reverend. With great pleasure, Argenta puts her hand on the stock of her weapon. I almost wish for the rumor to be true. My heart yearns to battle heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble Muck von Luck, is there more you wish to ask me about? Free Funware says, what was the highlight of the year? The highlight of the year? Like, can you be more specific? Do you mean like the best game of the year? The best moment? Like the actual Twitch highlight of the year? My favorite memory of the year, not related to Twitch at all? Jason says, thank God the cat jumped down, my dog was going nuts. Oh, here you go. Let's see. What are you doing on... Is it true that the pirate Dens Bellardo was your parishioner, and that he endowed the Drusians with donations? It is. Over the course of his life, that reprobate had burdened his soul with many vile and egregious acts. His confessions were akin to a grand catechism listing humankind's imminent vices and enormities. It was all the more painful for him to realize that of all the heinous acts he had committed, not one had been forgotten by the Emperor. Dens Bellardo was afraid of death and that which would await him after. He hoped to atone for his misdeeds, yearned to convince, if not the Emperor then himself at least, that he had been more than a conscious speck of malignant mold his entire life. I see. May the soul of Dens Bellardo, the Emperor's unworthy servant, one day be cleansed through suffering. I must take my leave. The Emperor protects. Alright, so I missed that conversation when I was here last. What else we got? Watch. Oh, that's 100% now. I can clear that.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Like pretty flowers overgrown with weeds, the halls of Footfall's former palaces and temples have been overrun by the shabby houses of present-day inhabitants.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Where is... What kind of character do you have? An officer psyker. He excels in giving other teammates extra turns.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all...
Let's see. Shadow quarters. Psyker, huh? He's sanctioned. It's cool. He's got like a license and everything. Free Funware says, what was something that happened this year that brightens up your face when you think about it? The streaming thing is going so well that my wife was able to stop working at a job that she didn't really like much. And now she helps me for like an hour or two each day with work stuff. And then she is able to do like stuff for the house or whatever she wants the rest of the day. So that was really cool. Argenta gestures for your attention. Rogue Trader, I'd like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus' request. He asked us to search for potential cultist in the Shadow Quarter. You know Footfall better than me. Do you think the rumors of heretics are true? There was a time when I'd have said it was likely a fabrication. One can say many things about the Kazbalika mission and the other shady operators on Footfall, but even those thugs are loyal to the Emperor, so they mercilessly exterminate outright heretics in their territory. But now, heretics have launched an open attack on a Rogue Trader's ship. A member of your dynasty, Kunrad Voigtvir, has turned out to be one of them. Footfall itself is sinking deeper and deeper into madness. In these times of strife, I'm willing to believe in heretics who openly perform dark rituals and brazenly mark their dens with sacrilegious symbols. You seem weighed down by something. What? No! Argenta shakes her head and rubs her temples tiredly. Apologies, Rogue Trader. Being here on Footfall is difficult for me. It's a minor personal weakness, but I'm ready to fight as ever. It will have no effect on my combat skills. If something is troubling you, tell me. Perhaps I can help. She shoots you a wary look. I suppose I could share it with you, but the tale will be long, and I will have to start from the beginning. I wasn't born in the Expanse. I was sent here to be a guardian of a reliquary on Footfall, but my ship came caught in a warp anomaly, and although it lasted only days for those on board, decades had flown by in real space. When I last arrived in Footfall, I felt like I had been erased from time. No one was waiting for me on this side of the mall. The people who were supposed to greet me, who knew about my imminent arrival, had died. The reliquary that should have been mine to safeguard had instead been taken under the protection of Reverend Hieronymus and his brethren. They were more than up to the task. They had no need of my help. Footfall became my cage. I didn't know who I was or what purpose I had here. The way back to Calixtus seemed like another trap. Even if I were to find a ship headed there, my sector, my order, they too would have lived decades without me at that point. Whenever I'm reminded of those months spent on Footfall, it feels like I'm falling into a pit. I hope the rumors of cultists turn out to be true. I can't wait to prove with my bolter that the world and the Imperium need me. Huh. That's a cool backstory. How and why did your stay on Footfall come to an end? Something must have changed. Yes, a sign, almost a portent, showed me the right path, but it's not something I can speak of like this. On the street in this den of malice. Let us be on our way, and I'll say that on Footfall I met Lady Theodora and joined her, and that was the end of my languishing in this place. Michael says, have you played the Dawn of War series? It's funny that you say that, because I was trying to last night. But it's such an old game, I was having problems with it. But I did get it on sale for like $3. We must keep going. How's it going, Ma? Hi, Shade. Wait, have I not been in this section of the city at all?
Stop. There.
It wasn't time that destroyed these tiles. They were definitely pried out with purpose and diligence.
One step at a time.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Rising sun symbol. It seems oddly repulsive, even sinister. Leaflet. Now's our time, not our... Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I didn't?
Fake door is connected to a mine trigger.
There will be no peace in my wake.
We need no rulers or leaders, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I am going to, like, one-shot all these guys. This is, like, a low-level thing I missed, and I'm coming back here way later. Deep rabbit lore. I'm just not feeling it anymore, that's all. This guy's pretty much a cinder now. It was a lot more fun when he was alive and thrashing about.
Oh, glorious!
Look at that. Here
spectacle
comes
of
another
your
training target for us.
demise.
Fire it up, you
Cease
lot.
and repent!
Amok, your choice of character voice in game makes him sound like a 1930s radio theater villain.
A wicked thought.
Oh, she can't reach any of the others?
As the Emperor commands, I act. God, Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. Eradicated. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Oh my god. Wow. 4 members of our party are almost dead.
Emperor, deliver us! I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. If I may?
It will be done.
Wisdom is a reward.
Oh boy. Alright, Wall of Rockery to give everyone around him 10 hit points.
Victory is imminent. Indeed.
Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
What if...
Regen on Abelard.
a
Extra turn on
genius
cast.
at work.
Ah, she almost kills that guy. Does Heinrichs already have this buff? The UI to see if someone already has a buff or not could be
Isn't
better.
this a job for the serfs?
A wicked thought.
Dealing damage to bulk.
Let's use the push mechadendrite. Medical one on him.
You have my thanks.
Pascal can't shoot any of them from there.
Significant value.
Alright, one down.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my emperor! I'll do it.
Momentum.
As the emperor commands, I act. Faith without strike is a prayer. As the emperor commands, I act.
Just a minor setback.
Heinrichs dodged that attack, but it made him move out of cover. Touch
Do
of
not
anger.
dare ask. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
They didn't really do anything with that.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. If I may,
Give Argenta another turn.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it.
Almost.
me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's move here. Wall of Rockery. And then move out here.
I will do
Defensive
my duty.
stance and try to
It
taunt
will
everyone.
be done.
It's a low-level fight. I'm going to destroy these guys. Also, Muck, 4 members of my party are nearly dead. Yeah. That was something. Also, what is this guy doing right now? It's his turn. And he's holding his pistol upside down. There we go. You had to think about it.
I won't object to it. Let's see to it. Naturally. Your reckoning is due.
Schemes
Regen on
within
Pascal.
the schemes. Let's see.
I am a navigator. Duty demands.
Pop him.
Step by step, I lead. A wicked thought.
Dot him. Oh, he just killed one of his own friends. Alright, free attack. Mechadendrite.
Request approved.
Analyze. Dang. Back up.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
That's the last one. Woo, that was scary.
Do you require an audience?
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Let's patch you up.
My frail organics require.
Marching on. Let me help.
I needed that.
Getting rid of the injuries.
This wound will make a fine scar.
I'm
Pascal
grateful.
said my frail organics require help.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
Visit Anver's base, find out more about the strange gang. The location of the base has been found. Its entrance is somewhere in Sector 2 in the Shadow Quarters. The turn-off to the entrance can be seen from the Adeptus Amescus. This should be able to find the right place. Okay.
What lies
save.
beyond?
I wonder if this stays like a low-level area since this is meant for early in the game, or if it
My
scales
warp
with me in
sight
some way.
reveals something.
Another one of those symbols down there.
Patience!
My observance.
My nerves are frayed!
Is that melt a charge? I think Ollie had one of those left, so that's good.
Operation successful.
They will see. Oh,
Stop.
yes.
There.
They all will see.
My Auspex has detected
A
something.
well-worn poster with a call to serve the Imperium. Now's our time. Alright, it's another one of those leaflets calling for mutiny. You should try Darktide. I have played Darktide. Darktide is an awesome game. Not much for story, but in terms of just awesome gameplay, it's fantastic. From behind the closed doors, you hear the humming of primitive washing machines and the voices of laundry workers singing a simple song. Oh. Wastewater unsafe for drinking, even after purification, now being used for laundering.
One step
Yeah, I
at
also
a
love
time,
using dirty water to do my
amidst
laundry.
the madness.
Dark Hideout. It's nice that this is labeled. Muk, are you excited for the Warhammer 40k series with Henry? Henry Cavill? They're probably cool. I haven't actually watched a TV series in a long time. But yeah, that sounds cool.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Anver Kingpin. The man with the shaggy mop of hair is dressed and armed about as well as everyone else in here, and yet he is unmistakably their leader. He takes a step towards you. He chuckles. He spreads his arms wide in a welcoming gesture. My guests, what a joy it is to see you in my humble refuge. I see you've come here to be introduced to the truth. What will you choose then, words or fire and metal? You already know the answer, heretic! Argenta grasps her weapon. Abelard, would you kindly inform this bandit vermin we've come to execute him? Abelard glowers menacingly and says in his best officer voice, by the order of the head of the Von Valencius dynasty, a fully recognized rogue trader with all the attendant rights and privileges, including authority on footfall, you riffraff are hereby sentenced to death. May the Emperor have mercy on your souls, for we will show none. The man cringes. Bloated old masters of the universe who don't realize their time has passed. You think you could scare me? Do you even... Dude, I made someone cringe in Warhammer 40k. Do you even know what our name means, outsider? Footfall calls us the Anvers. They do not stop to look, listen, learn. The man pauses, then half closes his eyes and proclaims in crude but clear High Gothic. Auxilio non venient. Help will not come. The maw has closed. The Coronis Expanse is on its own now. A new era has come, and we are in its sovereigns.
Another annoyance.
What? Wait, we're all poisoned.
Give me strength.
Oh, there was like a fan ventilating, and I think I might remember this fight. Fight from the beta. Okay, so there was a fan that was ventilating the room, and he turned it off.
What if?
My vow is served.
No mercy for heretics!
Remember, anytime Abelard's hit, but he lives, he gets tougher. So if he takes small attacks, that's fine.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
All right. Let's see.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Kill him.
If I
Muck an
may.
extra turn. I need to start getting regen on everyone to counter the poison in the air. So there's one.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Well, you took more damage than I did from that.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Running by narrative, right?
Hit 3 of them. Oh, she doesn't have line of sight of any of them? That's a shame.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor... I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh, I didn't see this fella.
Everyone, step aside. But of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it.
War
Alright,
is
regen on
my
Abelard.
muse.
Give another turn to Skull.
Wicked thought.
Request of the own desire.
Woo, that guy's head went flying. Oh boy. Dev Bearer, thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate the support. Welcome.
A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent.
Combos.
High momentum.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
The scriptural prognosis insignificant value.
First playthrough. Yep.
Abelard.
Successfully terminated.
Each strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
Ah, finally. We killed the Wiggly
Faith
boy.
without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. I am his will made manifest. As the Emperor commands, I act. You, my Emperor! I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. I refuse. As the Emperor, you, my Emperor! Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh no, now she's doing the wiggle thing.
For the throne's glory. Let's see to it. I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Shattered foes in my wake.
Let's see. Regen on her.
Schemes within
Give him another turn.
Binary conflict.
No.
Let's see.
Got some dots on the boss. He swings at Pascal, but gets
My
parried.
place is at the fore. Indeed.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Pop him.
If only that were possible. Me,
Pascal another turn.
if you insist, Lord
Use
Captain.
free attack.
Significant value.
So the last one.
Duty go hand in hand.
It's nothing. My faith shields me.
Turn ventilation back on. Yoink. There are no good guys in 40k. I'm a good boy.
In this tapestry of a world,
What's this?
I
Adrenaline
am
War
the
Boots. At
rogue
the start of the wearer's
thread.
turn, they gain 20% dodge till the end of the round. So, just always then? Oh no, so it'd be like from the start of the new round until their turn, they would not have the bonus.
What lies beyond?
Hand Flamer.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Hey
Let
Vandal.
us see what I found.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
It's the Tyranids, isn't it? The Tyranids are good boys. He's headbanging.
I'm still new to the art of exploring. Stop! There!
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Another leaflet. Same as before.
As it should be.
The fake door is connected to a mine trigger. Oh boy. We leveled up from that. From looking at that door, we gotta level up. Wait, I missed loot back here?
We'll see. Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, yes.
They all will see.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna level up. Why is that blank? I don't know what that is. Let's see. Persuasion, Medicaid. My persuasion is 109. Carouse is 50. Wow, my carouse really started falling behind. Alright. I guess we'll get more persuasion. And, what a boring level. It's just skill numbers. Alright. Not allowed to level fellowship. Either willpower or toughness. Alright, willpower. Whoops. No. That's what I meant to do. Okay, awareness. Perception. Athletics. Not allowed to pick toughness this level. Strength. Mux, should I DM you how to get Dawn of War working, or did you see the messages above, or just post a VIP lounge since they are pretty okay RTS? Oh, yeah, absolutely DM me. That way I can see it after the stream. Like I can get the game to open, but it changes the resolution. It doesn't innately support like 1920 by 1080 resolution, so it like messes with my whole desktop at that point. And it's like really jarring. I was trying to find a way to get it to work in like 1920 by 1080. Like the game will open, and then it also prompts me to make an account on some website, so I have to do that too, apparently. Let's see, awareness, demolition. Demolition. Can't get ballistic this level. Agility. Intelligence for you. Tech use. I guess Xenos, he's already got really high stat in that. Alright. Quick save. Carouse is a skill. Yeah, it's basically intimidation in this game. They just renamed it. Like, persuasion is convince someone while being nice. Carouse is convince someone while being
what I
mean.
found.
Curiosity.
I trained that skill in college. Why were you mean to people in college? Be nice. They didn't want to be there any more than you did. It looks like the game Papers, Please right here. People in the crowd look greedily at goods for which they have neither coupons nor money.
Oh, once upon a time, a big step madness.
The indistinct hum of discontented voices hangs over the crowd. The street vendors seem to be lacking some essential, and in their impotence, the people do not hold back their angry exclamations and curses.
Patience!
My
nerves
reveals
afraid.
something.
Rising sun symbol seems oddly repulsive, even sinister.
Stop.
These workers are all bugged. Cultist lair. Okay. Carouse is ranking, coercion is intimidation. Not in this game.
How intriguing.
Acquisition is possible.
The Emperor sets my path. I better myself through my service.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
The Emperor favors me today.
Oh, cutscene. I think we found the cultist. Oh no! Argenta's like blam. Roll for initiative.
Of your demise.
Are you ready to die?
Yoy.
What if...
Request approved.
Yeah. What manifestation? Made a whole bunch of fire appear. Pascal just took a lot of damage. Also, his cover just got destroyed. Alright, first up, Anger. All of you hit each other.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Alright.
If I may. Another foe painted black.
Hi, Flu. Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate your
Naturally.
support. Thank you.
But of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
Just a minor setback.
Guys, you're making the warp go up really quick. You should not do that.
Activate calculate fury algorithm. The order is dogmatic protocols. Vulnerability analysis. Successful. Running binary override.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I will do my duty.
Taunts.
A genius.
Regen on
at
Abelard.
work.
Give Cass another turn.
Me. If you insist, you'll...
Cass pop that guy.
Let's see. Schemes within schemes.
Ooh, I didn't see that guy in the back.
Take you.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh, he's still alive, but he's unconscious for a moment.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
High momentum.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Naturally.
Can't reach that guy from here.
Let's see to it.
Great attack. He dodged it. Alright, Mecha Dendrite attack.
Request approved. Running binary override.
As the Emperor commands, I... You, my Emperor!
It's only heresy if you get caught. Oh my gosh.
Doubt is
The Emperor
this
knows.
is why I was chosen.
The Emperor knows what you did.
At your beck and call.
Let's
Him regen. Cast Finest Hour on Cassia,
stroke of genius.
If I may,
and she gets mini turns.
I am a navigator.
Oh, it's Zinch, it split.
As duty demands. Me? Try to
Too bad
die
it's still
with
my turn.
grace, at least.
Pascal got an injury. Argento rushes to the last living cultist and silently, furiously punches him in the face. Blaspheming heretic. I thought it said silently. Who are you praying to? I know those words that call to a lord. Argenta doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with grating, rasping laughter. Of course you know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse on the throne. Haven't you already experienced the power of the true god? Didn't you flee from us, shedding tears? Argenta recoils as if from a blow, but then steps forward, grabs the cultist by the scruff of his neck, and makes him look into her eyes, burning like embers. I am one of the Adeptus Sororitas, and I have never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of humankind. Argenta, wait. The heretic will be interrogated. What do you want to know, servants of the Corpse Emperor? The names of my brethren? How many of us there are? Where we are? I will tell you myself. We are myriad, and we are everywhere. Soon, very soon, you will hear our voices. And when you hear them at your back, so close you could feel our breath, then you will know the power of the true God. So what you're saying is you don't respect personal space. Just how many of you vermin are there? First Rykad Minoris, now here. Pascal pulls a number of instruments out of his robe. You would bet your life that the purpose of these items isn't to disassemble machines. He says casually, should you encounter difficulties during the information extraction process, I would recommend precise targeting of ganglia. He's like, yo dog, you need torture? I got some spare torture in my pocket. The cultist chuckles arrogantly, but pales under Pascal's calmly probing gaze. How do you know Argenta? Have you seen her on Footfall before? Not on Footfall, the cultist laughs hoarsely. In another place, she flew right in like a bird into a snare. Argenta is staring at the cultist, her eyes wide. As if against her will, she whispers two words. Salus Prime. Argenta, what is he talking about? She snaps out of it as if emerging from a reverie. A planet, a place. It doesn't matter. I know these heretics. I fought them and I was gravely wounded, but I swear I never turned from them and ran. She turns to the cultist, her eyes filled with cold fury. If you truly have seen me on Salus Prime, someone among you must know a way to get there. Do you have your own ship, a navigator? Answer me. Ships and maps, roads and doors, we have them all, but our paths are not for you. The true god spins his web and you are but a fly caught in it, but where is the spider? The cultist's eyes fill with madness. I need something more coherent than that. Rogue trader, we won't get anything from this madman. As for my part in the story, I will tell it, but not here, not in his presence. Where's the button to let Pascal target the ganglia? Who or what is this true god you keep mentioning? You will know, in time. The cultist gives you a wicked smile painted with the fresh blood on his lips. Oh, there's only one option left. End him, Argenta. You could kill me, servants of the Corpse Emperor, but you can't stop the victory of the true god. The edge of daybreak is nigh, and the hour of his triumph approaches. Silence hangs for a minute, then Argenta turns to you and shrugs nonchalantly. That's it. We've fulfilled Reverend Hieronymus's request, which means I am now free. I can continue my travels with you, rogue trader. Before we leave this den, let us round up what remains of the blasphemers. I would like to cleanse this place with purifying flame, but perhaps we can find clues that might tell us where these heretics came from, or if they have any more associates. She lowers her head wearily. We need to talk, but it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart Footfall. It's funny, again, I remembered doing this fight in the beta test for the game.
Of a world,
and somehow completely forgot to
what advice do you seek?
Let's patch you up.
Completely missed this whole section of Footfall when I was here earlier.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Sororitas boots. The wearer raises momentum to 175 whenever they kill 5 enemies in a row in one turn. It doesn't happen often. It happens sometimes when I do the big combo.
There will be no peace.
It's certainly not a common thing.
Wake.
Is she in love? You mean, Argenta? I mean, she's in love with the Emperor. Also violence. She loves violence, too. She's like, man, I cannot get me enough violence. Love some good violence. Loading, loading. Pet the cat. This guy is still standing here, pretending to be working. The small nook in the stone is empty, apart from dust and a few scraps of paper. There's evidence that the cache once had a small door covering it and a locking mechanism.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
What's this? Warehouse. Didn't get my cup of violence this morning. Worst thing ever. Argenta, maybe. Dude, she has this one voice line she does sometimes where she's like, I had a dream last night. I was in a field with the Emperor, and there was children nearby who I had just helped, and was listening to the sounds of their laughter. And surrounding the field were heretics, crucified on crosses, all burning and screaming. What a lovely dream. And I'm just like, whoa, wait, what was that last part?
My warp site reveals something.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
I feel like a fight's about to break out. I see a lot of barrels. Are y'all explosive barrels?
I'm restless.
Poison.
This is unacceptable.
I really don't want to walk forward and be between all these barrels and then get attacked.
As
I
the
feel like
Emperor commands,
that's going
I
to
act.
be a thing.
I will not. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Oh wow, that went way back there too.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Alright, that's most of it. Quick save.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Lots of cargo. Is that it? Am I gonna get attacked on the way
A
out?
tantalizing anomaly.
This place is just asking for a big fight. These games need an auto loot system. Look, they give you infinite inventory space in this game. I think that's kind enough.
Patience.
You can literally just
My
grab
nerves
everything
are
like a
frayed.
goblin. And it's totally fine. Hey Bucky, yours too. What is the best infinite gathering tools? The best glyph is the volatile glyph. So any tools that you can get the volatile glyph on. So like volatile gathering tools has it, of course, but there's other tools that you could buy that come with a box of choose your own glyph. Any of them that come with that box, if you pick the volatile glyph, you'll be getting the most money. There are some small advantages, like the Consortium one harvests a little faster than other gathering tools that are kind of cool. But in terms of income, it's anything with volatile.
Curiosity
Sure.
sings in my veins.
What is this? Before you is a compartment of a massive void ship adapted into a living space. From inside the building, the clinking of glasses and numerous voices can be heard. Oh, is this the bar? Someone said earlier I missed a companion at the bar. Maybe that's there. Is that a voice line of a good guy? I'm so good. What do you mean?
Oh, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
Tech use 100.
The machine gun
Onto the
runs
floor, you can see the
inside.
remains of the void ship's life support system. It seems that whatever dismantled the vessel decided to just leave it in place.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Operation successful.
Yoink. Medicaid 100.
Unexpected results.
Stuck to the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutritious starch. I am reminded of playing Frostpunk. You can have 6 companions at the same time. Yeah, I've got more on the ship. You can have 6 with you at a time. Wait, I'm sorry. Did that guy just shoot himself in the head? By the throne, that's him, isn't it? The poor sap who got his tongue cut out by the anvers. That's the one. I think he was from the Casbalica. Well, his troubles are over now. Man, I just killed the anvers. If he'd waited 2 seconds, I could have told him. Awareness.
I've read about
The upholstery
this.
on the dirty sofa moves slightly. A soft hissing can be distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture. Is it a cat or a snake?
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue.
The woman looks to be in her 40s, and she is surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears almost black against her dusky skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light, filtered through the smudged lens of a prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Looking for something specific. You're buying? Maybe selling? Don't be shy, just ask. Old Ryza knows all kinds of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Who are these boys you work with? Who are the boys? Ryza lowers her booming, raspy voice. You've heard about how the clipper St. Cognatius got hit recently. The cargo was cleaned out, everything of value taken. That was my boys. An ill-considered confession. Confession? What are you on about? Old Ryza just likes to embellish when she wants to make an impression. The nonsense she spouts in the presence of important people. We call ourselves the Fellowship of the Void, an association of enterprising, like-minded people who help the upstanding citizens of the Imperium rid themselves of the possessions that are weighing them down. You notice Abelard's face twist in disgust. It would seem he has a very strong opinion on the individuals to whom Ryza refers to as Fellowship of the Void. Pirates, in other words. Ryza plasters a shocked expression on her face. Please, no need to be so crude. Your esteemed self, no doubt, is aware that Hieronymus preaches that asceticism is a virtue, and that only by rejecting material wealth can we ascend in faith. Well, I couldn't agree more. We are merely helping the servants of the Imperium to be a little more like Hieronymus, and taking a small commission for our trouble. Let's see what you have to offer. Let's see. So the way that this works in this game is interesting. If you've got enough profit factor, you can literally just take everything it says you can buy. If you don't, you either need more profit factor, which is that, or you need more reputation, which means basically selling / giving them things. So I can just go yoink, 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 and just take all of this. It costs me nothing. Staff of Endless Flame. I haven't seen a fire staff. Tactical backpack. Monfilament grenade. Pirate chainmail. Alright, we're level 4 now. Search medium armors. Fire Blessed Carapace. Where's the pirate chainmail I just got? There it is. Okay.
There will be no peace in my way.
Wait. What was that? Oh.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
I love that loot shows up on the map like that.
What lies beyond?
There's a little locked item against the wall. Gordai Skatov. The flabby man in worn clothes is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up at you do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, or stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gordai Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? He sighs heavily. Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes just like everyone else before you. But alright. Here's the story of Gordai Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family... Yeah, I gotta go! No, just kidding. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying even scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds. Until one day, oh, that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. Gordai pulls what looks like a book or album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of thousands that were printed centuries ago in the times of Footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Gordai smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. She loves books. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. This booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses. The archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of balusters. And the interior. Proliferous 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long. Cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the halls of the hearts of the asteroids. Stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs, and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Gordai stands up and starts tracing the outlines of arches and galleries with his hand. Keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back into his seat. I apologize. I got carried away. But you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me when my young self picked it up. I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds and waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years, in real space-time, of course. For me, it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or 35. And then, after all those years, having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. And what did I see? A dump in place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. He hangs his head. It's been a dozen years since I came here, and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I've suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It's like stumbling upon the horrible, decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Oh my god. This actually reminds me of, isn't there a thing where it's like Japanese people, when they go to France for the first time, sometimes they like go into shock because like they read that France is like this beautiful city of love, but it's like, it's not great right now. Like, I've heard about that a bunch. They have like a similar experience. Paris syndrome, yeah. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like a shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste the remaining half on nothing at all? Your perseverance, Master Skatov, should have been applied elsewhere. However, the fact that you succumbed to indolence after your journey is far more deserving of reproach than your questionable choice of life goals. So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Cassius sighs sadly. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? I like how not one person gave him like a pat on the back. They're all like, yeah, you suck, you suck, you suck. But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? He strokes his goatee in thought. Yes, Footfall's current appearance, slums fused together with the remains of majestic palaces, is a unique phenomenon. It would be curious to observe if other places had taken after it, thereby solidifying it as a new style of architecture, or if it still remains a local oddity. My word, you certainly know how to provide an unexpected perspective on things. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I've spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting. A ciphered message scattered throughout its pages. Taking the form of a riddle, it describes certain places of interest in Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something? A wondrous discovery? I'll gladly share what I've been able to learn with you. Riddles! A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Tell me about the places these riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of the district and into the void toward the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it's there somewhere. The second location is the Lantern of the Great Cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just the nave of the former little cathedral. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be naught but a single room. The Great Cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, had already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. Look, how do I find the Leviathan in Guild Wars 2? There's an event that happens in Seitung that spawns the Leviathan, but it has a cooldown. It's not always available, like if someone's done it in the last hour or so. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. I will take my leave. Good luck to you. Click save, because that was a lot of talking.
Patience?
Patience!
My nerves are frayed.
Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Carouse 98%.
Experience?
The decanter used to
Nothing
contain a
matters
cheap amasec, which for the sake of attractiveness has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Wasn't there someone else here I was supposed to meet? Logic. The menu system of the Adeptus Amazicus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cogitator left over from ancient times.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Thought that was, maybe I have to do something else for the person to be here. I remember someone telling me, go to the bar and find
There will be no
the lady.
peace in my wake.
But I do not see her. Wait, Octaviana? Who are you? The burly woman with a wealth of fiery hair is in the process of tinkering with some unknown device that is clinking melodiously. She has a rough-looking implant in place of her lower jaw. As you approach, the implant begins to move as if independently of the rest of her face. Welcome to the Adeptus Amazicus, sir. What can Octaviana get for you? Amasec, low, something more interesting? She freezes in place. It can't be. Are you Sister Argenta? The Sister Argenta? The one who has the worst scum on Footfall shaking in their boots? The whole station is talking about you, and here you are in the flesh at our humble Amazicus. Argenta stops Octaviana's torrent of adoration with a calm gesture. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not glory for myself. Despite her words, you catch a glint in Argenta's eyes. You can tell she's enjoying this enraptured attention. What is this place? Mark, my husband is slightly ahead of you. He says you only find Jay after you've spoken to the governor. She'll be talking to the bartender. The governor. Okay. I know I've talked to the governor at least once. You're in the oldest watering hole in Footfall, sir. The Adeptus Amazicus is the only Adeptus one can find on Footfall. She laughs hoarsely. I'm Octaviana. I serve drinks Lindenir, and if it comes down to it, quite the rowdy ones. She sizes you up carefully. Folks usually come to the Amazicus for either pleasure or business. Might I ask what brought you here? Octavia glances at Heinrichs. Judging by your company, I take it you're here for business rather than pleasure. I am merely tagging along this time around. It's been one thing after another lately. I figured I was due for some me time. Give me a splash of the local hooch, would you? She looks at you closely, then takes a bottle from a shelf and uncorks it. The transparent, pungent-smelling liquid quickly fills the glass that sits between you. Pascal's respirator hisses quietly, and he says in an insinuating tone, "The alchemical composition of this substance is known to me, but never before have I come across such an unusual application. An exquisite path of martyrdom in honor of the Omnissiah." Heinrich narrows his eyes. I speak from personal experience, Muck. Don't. Toughness, 90% chance. Drink it. Yes! The liquid burns your tongue, then your throat, and then your stomach. It takes your breath away, but after a few seconds, warmth spreads through your body, and your head feels a little lighter than usual. Octaviana clicks her tongue in approval, gains 62 experience. Heinrichs raises a brow, clearly impressed, but says nothing. That's the second time I've seen a noble drink the octane blend without wincing. But I won't offer you any more. I've got just the thing set aside for such an occasion. She grabs a dusty, unopened bottle from under the bar and a clean glass. The amber liquid splashes against the crystal walls as she adds in a couple of black pebbles. The soft, spicy aroma tickles your nostrils. You said I'm the second person to drink the octane blend without wincing? The first was Caligos Winterscale. That's right, the head of House Winterscale himself used to come here often. Impressive guy. True, whenever he and his officers would come through the door, the locals would find themselves a hole to hide in. Drinks were the only thing his lordship liked knocking back. If someone were to so much as look at him funny, he'd paint the walls red. Drink. The Amasec warms your throat pleasantly. You can make out a hint of spice, the flavor of an oak barrel, and a distinct earthy aroma. You feel a little more at peace, and you reach the bottom of the glass sooner than you like. Odd name, the Adeptus Amazicus. Not very reverent. She chuckles. What makes you say that? Do you know where you're standing? On the deck of the Martyr's Endurance, a sacred vessel that once belonged to the Adeptus Administratum. 100 years ago, the bureaucrats sent a mission here to establish a department, set up some kind of record-keeping, overhaul Footfall, and make everything here follow a billion laws to the letter. As you can see, it was the Martyr's Endurance and its inhabitants that got overhauled in the end. I don't know what happened to them, but the locals like to come here to make deals and count their money like before in this Temple of the Imperium's accounts. Over there, you can even see the sign has been preserved partially. Great place. The name fits perfectly. You like it. I'm flattered. It's not often we get important visitors here, and even less often they really appreciate the place. How are things on Footfall? Haven't been to our fine station for a while, have you, sir? As per usual, there's never a dull moment. Either someone's getting shot in the square, or some rich guy's going on a safari to hunt commoners in the shadow quarters. Sure, the Liege makes sure that the local shenanigans don't get in the way of business on their station, but what happens on the outskirts adds a little spice to our lives. We make do, but the real trouble is, with every passing day, it gets harder to find grub. I heard that some horrors are happening in the void outside Ferabundus, and not all ships are making it here, and the Liege's old patrons don't seem to be in a hurry to help. It's taking a toll on Vladame's authority, and if its authority wobbles too hard, he'll have plenty of people lining up to take his place. I'll be going. Until next time, sir. I don't think I ever even told her I was a rogue trader. Alright, so I might have a conversation with the governor.
In this tapestry of the world,
I am the
rogue
rogue
thread.
Here I thought Warhammer was too Gordian for waifus, but dang, Octaviana begs to differ. Oh my god. Hang on, I'm turning my fan off. Okay. Let's see. Is the Liege's residence where the governor is? I think that might be where the governor is. Find out. Cat. Loading screens mean cat time. It's like, oh yeah, that's the spot. He really likes the under the chin. Okay.
They will see. Oh, yes. They all will see.
I remember coming here once, and there was a lady here that was getting chased out. And then I never saw her again. I wonder if that's the person y'all were referring to. Your lordship, the first ships from Janus have already arrived. The station no longer faces famine or the predatory interest of the Korda dynasty. I'm glad I found such a generous and reliable patron. Naturally, your protectorate can count on Footfall offering the special consideration I promised you before. The Liege stares at Heinrich. Slowly, very slowly, Villeneuve nods to him. Von Kalux. Heinrich responds with an equally reserved nod. Good day, Liege. I'm accompanying the rogue trader. Please pay no mind to my presence. Your request is difficult to fathom, and even more so to honor, Master Von Kalux, but I'm glad to hear there aren't other reasons for this visit, unlike your two previous ones. I did what you could not. I found and neutralized the Anver's agitator-in-chief. That is truly an outstanding accomplishment, your lordship. Footfall can now rest easy, at least until the next mad hoodlum makes himself known. A man who introduced himself as a servant of House Korda asked to have a word with me, and then imagine the odds, someone blew his brains out. He doesn't look surprised. Anvers again, I presume. Those anarchical generates, hold on. Anarchical generates don't care whom they shoot, be it my servants, yours, or others in the employ of House Korda. A lot of experience for that. I suspect this agent wished to negotiate a deal that would have you refrain from hindering Insidia Korda's efforts to strangle us with the threat of hunger and demand our obedience. If so, I don't believe I will be mourning the man's passing for very long. I'm beginning to resent how frequently the people I converse with on this station wind up dead. That is indeed lamentable, but those are the times we live in, and this is Footfall. Its denizens don't always look for a reason to spill blood. Let me see your wares. Let's see. Telepath staff. Bladed boots. Whenever the wearer hits an opening with the charge / dance ability, they inflict bleeding on the target. Precise bolter. I wonder if that's a damage upgrade for Argenta. I can't compare it to Argenta from this screen, I don't think. Wait, what? No, I don't want to trade all of it. Yo, what? Hide untradeable. Oh my god, the UI is being really weird. Why can I only click on some of these? It's so annoying. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, shoot. 42, 46. Okay. I've got enough reputation. I don't have enough profit factor. Alright.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
It still sucks that when we were forced to kill Adira, we were not able to loot the staff she had because we never found another one since then, like 60 hours later. Well, we have talked to the governor again. Let's go see if she's there. I worry that maybe she's gone now because we already did the governor's quest. But I guess I'll find out in a minute. I'm reminded right now of when I played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I was really late in the game at one point, and then someone says, "Where's Ember?" And I was like, "Who's Ember?" And they said, "Ember. She's like the girl who likes fire. You meet her at the beginning of the game. She's a companion." I was like, "What? No, I never met her." And they're like, she's getting in a fight in an alley, and you save her. I was like, "I never found that alley." And so I found out there was a party member with like a whole quest line, voice acting through the whole game, and I completely missed them, and never ended up meeting them. I just found out about them, like, from other people telling me about them. Alright, see, warehouse. Alright, Martyr's Endurance. Dragon Age Inquisition has stuff like that, too, where, if you don't, before the end of Chapter 1, if you don't meet, was it Vivienne and the elf girl that's kind of like a redneck, you can't have them join your party if you don't get them by the end of Act 1. Jester says, I just realized I've been walking around with the Salt Forge Mist Diamond this whole time. I've wasted some of the Shards of Glory. Oh. Maybe you just liked diamonds that day.
Curiosity
Octaviana.
sings
Don't see
in
the
my
other person.
veins.
There's Gorde. There's yeah, I don't see her.
They will see. Oh yes, indeed.
I wonder if she's gone. Alright, I'm actually going to look up. See, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader Companions. Jay Haydari the Cold Trader. Okay, this is no good. Let's try this other wiki. Okay, it was in fact the lady that stormed out of the governor's place when I first got there. I had no idea she could join you. She can be found as you head to Footfall for the first time. She can be seen arguing with the Legion and immediately grants players the persona non grata quest. You have to head to the bar that can be found in the shadow quarters of Footfall. After a scene, she'll ask the retreater for help. Accept and complete Wanted on Footfall. Persona non grata or Wanted on Footfall. Persona non grata. Quest failed. Find the disgraced stranger in the Adeptus Amassicus bar and Footfall Shadow Quarter. It says failed. Did you get her killed? No, I just never saw her again. So she said meet me there, and I guess I just didn't do
Patience?
it in time.
My nerves are frayed.
I assume I had to do it before doing something else, and I didn't do that. That's the thing, is that when you have like 100 quests, you don't know which ones are like, you know, you're gonna fail this if you don't do this other thing first. Bummer. Also got a minor spoiler while trying to find her information online. I saw 2 other companions I haven't met yet. One of them I was pretty confident was going to be a thing, because it's this guy that's on the cover art. But then there's another one that was a bit of a surprise. Oh, have I not been here? The container's marked foodstuffs, but it's empty, and by the looks of it, it's not moved in a while.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Access has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic skills, trade deals, and donations. Show the data slate. I've collected planetary data that may interest you. With a respectful nod, the tech priest takes the data slate. The collected data is of interest, significant, compliant with the criteria for cooperation. The Cognizance fleet thanks you for your contribution and guarantees the provision of a reciprocal service indulgence in the form of parts and equipment. Profit factor gained. Reporting, the Kappa Thread supply line is ready to continue cooperation with the Von Valancius dynasty in the sphere of planetary reconnaissance. Make a deal. Oh, extractiomes, machine right set, stem, medkit, plasma pistol. Using reload for any weapon costs 1 less AP. Precise las gun. Okay. Where's Pascal? Plasma. Let's see, he's 11 to 15. This is 15 to 19. Slightly shorter range, though. Okay. Is this Warhammer version of Baldur's Gate? It is a CRPG, a classic RPG, similar, which is, you know, it's in the same genre as Baldur's Gate 3, but this was made by the same people who did Pathfinder Kingmaker and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, so it plays a little bit more closely to those. Let's see, Ancient Force Sword, 14 to 20 plus additional psi rating damage. Lose 10 parry. No, we're gonna keep that as it is. Isn't CRPG a computer role-playing game? Honestly curious. I've always thought it was classic RPG. Once per turn, when the wearer scores a critical hit with a pistol, the next attack with the pistol costs 0 AP. When the wielder attacks with any ranged weapon at a 1-cell range, that attack also inflicts bleeding. I think you need a feat to even do that. Because, usually, it won't let you attack in melee range with a gun. +10 strength. What's this? +1 weapon skill, 5 strength.
There will be no peace
Alright,
in
well,
my wake.
that's a bummer. So we failed that quest. Cassia is asked to the Lord Captain to discuss the event. Okay, so I need to talk to multiple people in the ship now.
What lies beyond?
You can shoot with pistols and shotguns in melee range. Pistols are the expectation of shotguns. I guess I think most of my experience with ranged weapons this game so far has been bolters and las guns, and I think they trigger the attack of opportunity. The only CRPG I played is Divinity 1 and 2. Loved it. I didn't know CRPG was a genre. Oh yeah, so okay. I guess in my mind a CRPG is like a game that it's you design your character, maybe you control the character or a whole party, you control inventory, there's combat skills, there's also like dialogue skills, like diplomacy, things like that. They often have many ways of handling a situation. You know, like each quest will have multiple outcomes, not just one outcome. There's usually either a lot of talking or reading, balancing out the combat, you know, stuff like that. So, like some that I've played, Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 definitely qualify. Oh, it's usually turn-based also. It's usually turn-based. Pathfinder Kingmaker, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Rogue Trader, Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 2, Baldur's Gate 1, Neverwinter Nights, the whole Neverwinter series, not counting the MMO. Pillars of Eternity was a really good one as well. Deadfire, Fallout 1 and 2 then. If those, I didn't play Fallout 1 and 2, if those were turn-based, then yeah, that would qualify. Oh yeah, Arcanum of Steamworks and Magic Obscura, absolutely. Icewind Dale, yes. Planescape I haven't played, so I couldn't say on that one, but I'll trust you on that one. Let's see. Magenta and Cass want to talk.
Greetings.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about your past and explain the strange words of the cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the Sacred Warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Oh, painful. I have to get stabbed in the arm in order for that door to open. Alright, let's go. She nods gratefully. We haven't seen this thing since the beginning of the game. That massive scroll up there. That is the warrant of trade. That massive piece of paper is what lets me do anything I want. Argenta drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature on the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper, unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. It wasn't even the Emperor who signed it, was it? Wasn't it just like one of his, like, his top people? Because he's just, you know, like, unconscious on the throne. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me. With flames of fury and righteousness, but if thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me. With wrath of fury and of righteousness. Argenta's voice is sonorous, as if made for singing hymns and prayers, but right now she cannot seem to catch her breath, so overwhelmed with emotion is she. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to servants of thine, and ruins to those of thine, foes of thine, a fate of terror and righteousness. Upon finishing, she closes her eyes and remains silent for a long time with her head raised high. Slowly, like the first licks of flame in a campfire, a smile blossoms on her lips. It's not like he was signed since he was born. Well, no, they specifically said in the story earlier that, the warrant was made by his servants, and servants make mistakes. That was actually said earlier. I know he wasn't born in a coma. It's supposed to be signed by Malkador or the Emperor if it's one of the OG warrants. The writ was signed during the Great Crusade before the Emperor was interred in his throne. Oh, okay. I was under the impression rogue traders were, like, made up after he got trapped in the throne. Because there was that one guy earlier that says the Emperor's not, was it the priest? He said the Emperor is not who trusted you, it was his people that did, and people make mistakes. When Argenta finally opens her eyes, they are alight with uncanny resolution. Rogue Trader, we need to talk, or rather I need to tell you something. The truth. The truth about how I ended up on Theodora von Valancius' ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I am listening. Please understand, I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story and you'll see why. She pauses. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The reliquary I had been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend Hieronymus' mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will, in a way. Argenta falters, searching for the words. It was from her that I learned about a planet recently discovered by her scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a feral world away from the convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. I've never heard of such a planet. Does it belong to the von Valancius dynasty? Yes, now that the planet is yours by right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I will explain in due time. May I continue? Please. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from ancient legend. The legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. Her voice grows reverent. Argenta the Living Saint is my patroness. The Order named me after her. She died millennia ago when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemers could not touch Argenta's ashes or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which has now served as the resting place for the saint's remains, only one would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when this flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts. Suddenly, I myself, named after the saint, come across this information. I realized at that moment that it was a portent. I must journey to the planet and find the ship. So I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodora's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet Salus Prime. She demanded passage. I imagine Theodora was thrilled with the prospect. Lady Theodora lent her assistance. It was her intention to visit the newly discovered world, and she took me with her. You mentioned something called the One Star. What is it? Apologies, I got so carried away I forgot to explain. The One Star is the relic kept by Saint Argenta. I belong to the order Pronatus, and we attach particular significance to holy relics. The One Star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one even knows what it is exactly. Argenta's hagiography at times calls it a banner, or a set of armor, or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain, it was a beacon of righteousness, and it was lost with Argenta's death. It was like a pet rock. Why did you keep your supposition from Reverend Hieronymus? Surely he could have helped you with the search for the ship and the saint's remains. I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was a portent revealed to me personally, can't you see? I told Reverend Hieronymus the honest truth. I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Argenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on its decks, if I had laid my hand on her remains and the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favor. I feel that was irresponsible of you. If you had gotten yourself killed on the planet, no one would have learned about its existence and the holy relic would have been lost. Holy relics cannot be truly lost, she says stubbornly. When the time is right, they reveal themselves to the worthy, but I will accept this reproach and try my best to think on it. Next! Defeat, she says bitterly. The ship's augurs failed to detect something of note during orbital scanning. I was expecting this, though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I know St. Argenta's hagiography by heart. I know all the legends about her. I followed their obscure clues, the descriptions of mountains and rivers from millennia-old times, and I was certain that I had found my way to the ship. That's when we were attacked. The words we heard in the Heretic Shrine on Footfall, something about ways, doors, please, addressed to some lord, the edge of daybreak. Argenta is shaking with disgust. They were the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect these events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Kunrad's betrayal. What if these are all links in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valancia's servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? And that is why you didn't trust me before, correct? Yes, Rogue Trader. She looks you in the eye. I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the archenemy. I had already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, and so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A man who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. She smiles, as if reminiscing about a pleasant evening spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request. A leader who's willing to honor those who laid down their lives for them and take care of their children is a leader who inspires trust, and the way you acted in that moment. Do you remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. Yeah. You found the words that could comfort him. You didn't punish him, didn't scare him with a show of austerity. You even admitted that you were not all powerful. It surprised me. I even saw it as weakness at first, but after giving it some thought, I saw the wisdom in it. The way you openly address the thoughtless boy does you credit, Rogue Trader. So just to clarify, you were wounded, so you never found St. Argenta's ship, is that right? Yes. I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again, but I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics. But I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort. As if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the archenemy. In any event, the route was lost and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead, the data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall. I don't care what the reprobate we executed said, that must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find this great relic and return to the people of the Imperium? If the accursed Final Dawn is involved again, it is my duty to help you. That cult must be reduced to ashes throughout the entire Coronis expanse. She walks up and places her hand on your shoulder. So be it, Rogue Trader. As I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will marked by his own hand, I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and the heretics punished. And may the light be with us both on this path. Man. First date killing people, second date in front of the warrant. In front of the paper signed by the guy that she thinks about. Yeah, it's like that meme. It's like you versus the guy she says not to worry about, and the guy that she says not to worry about is just a mucking emperor. Ugh. And it's funny because they're very different. Because like Cassia, if you wanna try to romance Cassia, you gotta do flowers and no hand holding. You know, it's like you gotta be prim and proper to a fault. But Argenta, you know, feed some orphans and go murder some people, and it's like, woo, date night. Alright. Cassia.
It is so fortunate you have come.
Yes!
I admit I was seeking you out myself.
Not very well.
After the events on Dargonus, it felt like an anthracite grey mantle had dropped on my shoulders. I spent a long time thinking about our very first meeting and what happened next. I cannot wait to shake off this dreary color. It was very naive of me to follow in the footsteps of the man who raised me in a gilded cage. And I was deaf to the needs of my own house. But you opened my eyes. As the future Novateur, I must gain wisdom to restore House Orselio to its former glory, no matter the cost. Thank you. It will be an honor to keep guiding your vessel through the Sea of Souls, for as long as the needs of our dynasties are aligned.
Bluebell, I see what you're doing. You don't need to do that. Why don't we talk about something else?
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
Gained 175 experience. You did not mention the Starway Atlas when we met. The Atlas thing is interesting. So, honestly, I can't help but think of Neji from Naruto. In Naruto, there was this one house of ninjas. If you're not into anime, don't worry about it. Just listen. And the head of the house has this like rune marking on him, and all the other people have a slave marking on them. And they usually will wear like a headband or something to hide it, but it's like right in the middle of their forehead. And if the one who is in charge is mad at the others, he can literally just make like a hand sign, and they start getting tortured, and they just fall to the ground screaming. And so it's to like keep everybody in line. And it comes to a head when there are some twins that are born. They're twins, so one of them is minutes older than the other one, and one of them gets the master brand and the other gets the slave brand. And yeah, there's a lot of fallout from that. This whole thing with they called it the Atlas, so I was thinking it was a map for a long time, but now I understand it's basically that same thing. No idea what you're talking about? Oh, I was saying message retracted on your stuff. I thought you were deleting your messages or something like that. Let's see. You did not mention the Starway Atlas when we met.
I would never reveal this secret to an outsider. But you have come to my aid more than once already. The Starway Atlas is a sacred artifact of House Orselio. It helps our navigators chart a course through the warp. This crystal, I mean, the Atlas, has been inside me for as long as I can remember, giving me strength. But the others... I noticed the renegades in the palace were choked by ashen ghosts of despair when we met face to face. I swear the ghosts were reaching for their atlases.
Okay, so it's called an Atlas because it really does help you navigate. Did you know you could use it to kill other navigators? So the Atlas is some kind of crystal implanted in navigators of House Orselio at birth.
But my Atlas is much more powerful than the others. It's the Atlas of Tisiphone herself. That is what people have whispered behind my back my whole life, although no one knew for certain. But I always suspected. I simply did not wish to admit it to myself.
Certain navigators in your house fear the Atlas's powers.
Certain navigators in my house have tried to kill me more than once.
Fair.
But the tales of Tisiphone's brutality, I am beginning to wonder. What if they are all true? What if I will be a new tormentor to those who serve me?
You said you wouldn't share your secret with just anyone. Does that mean I am someone to you? Oh, the feel-good vibes. I didn't. I only meant that. Your heart stutters. A searing heat envelops your shoulders, throat, and chest. Your brain grows foggy. The by now familiar influence of Cassia's powers is intoxicating your mind more than usual. I am at ease in your company. Cassia looks away, a subtle blush blooming on her pale cheeks. The fact that her emotions radiate out from her like an aura, I'm just imagining the entire crew around us is just, oh, right. Like, look, this guy over here is T-posing. He's just like, oh my God, yes, loving life. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for letting me listen. Let's break up. No. The one button I've never clicked. Let's break up. All right, I'm leaving.
I have enjoyed your company.
I've enjoyed my company too. Okay. So hard to get sarcasm across in text. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, you have to type /sarcasm after all sarcastic remarks. Wait, what? Oh, because I haven't had her in the party for a while, that's fine. Let's see, hold on. Show all and sort by newest things. The code grants the wearer 10% parry reduction and 5% armor pen for melee attacks. What is his cape right now? Endure removes burning toxin bleeding. Serrated greatsword. Can he use serrated greatsword? How does the ancient force sword, which is one-handed, do more damage than the serrated greatsword, which is two-handed? That's insane. Okay. Quest. The industrial world Kiava Gamma provides the Von Valancius dynasty with heavy machinery and most of the useful minerals not found on other planets. Controlling this industrial world guarantees manufacturing power. I haven't found that world yet. Deal with the disrupted shipments from Kiava Gamma. Blades in the Void. The Xenos Marizale dares to give the rogue trader an ultimatum: fight a battle in the Cenarius Maleficum Nebula, or continue fending off raids. Lapidus Mortis, Last Chance of Cyrene. Okay, hold on. If I go to the map, let me see if it shows any of these on the map. By the way, I actually got a Steam achievement for this game. That is, you've visited half of the optional locations. So, in my just wandering around the galaxy, I have found over half of the content, apparently. And because I was not paying attention to the quest and just wandering around. I can't go there. Alright. Do I need to do anything? Foulstone. Lord's Captain's presence is required at Foulstone. Janus leveled up. Secrets of the Winter Scales. Contract available, blood and Nephilim. Hold on. Legend has that House Winterscale holds the secret of gas factorums, workshops in which tons of organic raw materials pass through fermentation vats, hot rollers, and pressure exhaust to yield valuable chemicals. This sacred technology could enable Janus to provide enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skillful and highest paid smugglers will be up to the task of stealing this treasure. Gain chemicals, gain promethium. Profit factor, you do lose 3 provisions. Contract available, blood and Nephium. He found out that secret gas have stolen from him, or he is willing to leave the unfortunate incident in the past, offering the prospect of much greater gains. He's now captivated by the idea of seizing House Corda's Nephim rigs on the frozen world of Lucen's Breath. And so it would appear that profit is a mere side benefit of the opportunity to massacre large numbers of House Corda's. No, I don't need that. Grenades. Decree on diligence. I don't want that because it's got a minus. Whoa! High factotum Janus. Lord Captain, the mines of Phobos 6 are once again in turmoil. Again? At the depths of level MD Zeta 05, the warders have discovered a mountain of mutilated bodies as if crushed by the millstones of the mining machines. All the dead are convicts. The guards believe that there is a cult of heretics operating in the ranks of slaves offering human sacrifices. The convicts themselves claim that this atrocity was committed on the order of the superintendent to rid the prison of the more inconvenient prisoners. The superintendent tried to reason with the mob of slaves, but was mauled instead. His desecrated remains were found inside the cells where the prisoners were being tortured during the interrogation of the strange convicts. The wardens have managed to isolate the rebels inside the mining facilities, but an assault would result in high losses of workforce. On the other hand, the slaves are ready to lay down their weapons, cease the violence, and repent if the rogue trader would only demonstrate some compassion toward their plight, possibly by reforming some of their more severe punishments. Then who killed those who were found in the mines? Unknown. The riot made the investigation more difficult. Maybe it was the work of the superintendent, or maybe there is, say, a cell of Cult of the Final Dawn operating among the prisoners. But there's an oddity on the few pics that the wardens have managed to scrounge together. Using your imagination a little, you can see a certain pattern in the scattered bodies. One that is remotely similar to the one that these difficult prisoners had been drawing. Conduct a thorough investigation. We have to understand the slave's cause of death and track down the culprits. To serve Phobos 6 and the Von Valancius dynasty. Carefully inspecting dead bodies of convicts, the wardens conclude that they had not been killed by a human. Nobody could identify the weapons that could inflict such wounds. The bodies were demonstrated to the convicts and the riot died down. Everyone realized that some unknown force was behind these murders. The interrogation also did not yield any information to help identify the one behind the murders that sparked the riot. Level MD Zeta 05 has been sealed. Completed Envirodome. 2 new options. Test of Wills. Plus security for all colonies. Gain a thing. Plus people. Lose weapons. One of the project completed Envirodome. Wait, these are requirements. Blocks project killing fields. Watch project blood sports. Okay. So this gives security for all colonies, some people. Lord Captain's Void Ship gains unerring shots. Torpedoes do 15% more damage. Blood sports. Gain complacency for all colonies. Profit factor. That's a lot. And a single chain great axe. Okay.
Thanks for trying to be the only good guy in Warhammer 40k.
I'm a good boy.
Mukluk bobble.
Thank you, Draki. Killing fields. I not meeting the requirement for that. I had to have gotten ergonomics. Ergonomics. I cannot get. So, okay, I cannot possibly get this at this point. That 4 profit factor is pretty sweet. Torpedoes doing more damage, also nice. Security. Complacency. There are now more convicts than were. Gladiatorial arenas recycle the surplus to the delight of visiting aristocrats. Oh my god. There are, let's see, Test of Wills. The surplus can be expelled from quarries. Over time, they will run wild and harden, and from them it will be possible to select fighters for servants. What? Just let them go insane? I'm gonna get Test of Wills. Slightly better than Blood Sports? Oh my god. Alright, Foulstone. That's Foulstone. Haven't figured out how to get over here yet. I think one of these question marks has that missing world we need to find. Dargona's colony event requires the Lord's attention. Warp emanations have filled the plasma drive bay. Demons, having appeared out of thin air, Archwood. Yo, I'll handle this. Daddy needs XP. Let's go. I like the +4 profit, getting the Great Axe for Abelard. So the Great Axe was a damage increase for Abelard. However, his current sword gives him +10% chance to parry. So he will take 10% more melee attacks if I get that Great Axe. And right now, his whole job is to get between me and the enemy and not die. So I did not want to give up 10% mitigation for a little bit more damage for a guy who's not built for doing damage. What? The formation's all messed up. Why is she up front?
Curiosity.
Oh, it's this floor plan
Sings in my
again.
veins.
We can deal with this.
Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance. Genius at work.
Buff self, blast the nearest one. Oh, critical hit. Magenta's turn.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor, with you, my Emperor! I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. For you, my Emperor! Doubt is for the weak.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Possible kill? Nope. Not a kill in one hit.
If I may.
That is not the Emperor's will. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Let's see.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Abelard's turn. Oop,
Victory is imminent.
And try
At your beck and call.
I won't object
Resolve
to
buff
it.
on everyone. Haste on Muck. Do this
For the
one.
throne's glory.
And
No.
warp is really high right now. Twisting path. Is this game Grimdark XCOM? In combat, it does have a lot of similarities to XCOM. However, it is Warhammer 40k, which is Grimdark. But there's also a very large part of the game that's storytelling. You know, conversations, talking to people, making deals, catching people in lies, things like that. So the genre it would go under would be classic RPG.
Let's see.
Alright, give her another turn.
Try to die
Blast
with
that.
grace at least.
Buff. Where is...
I am a
There it is.
navigator, not a servitor.
Let's see. I don't or buff someone's damage. I give Pascal some permanent buffs. For regen on Abelard for later.
A wicked
Defense
thought.
buff on Heinrichs. Pascal, use your free attack first.
Your life is a negligible variable.
Mechadendrite push. Okay, so now he can shoot without getting hit with an attack of opportunity. Perfect spot. While in cover, get plus cover efficiency, perception, and ballistics. Lasts until you lightning hits, but it hit our temporary hit points. Magenta's turn.
I'll do it.
Bolter.
I refuse.
Revel and Slaughter for
As
permanent
the
buffs.
Emperor
Run and
commands,
gun to
I
get
act.
another attack.
I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Hunt down Prey for another
Strike
shot.
is a prayer.
Oh, that's all she can do, so entrench. Cassia's turn, we got one right in her face. Just press the advantage to get more damage for one turn.
I'm not accustomed
Blast
to
it.
another foe
Okay,
painted
one hit.
black.
Try to give Pascal another turn.
Running binary code.
Missed, unfortunately. Oh my god, is that what I think it is? What? Oh, happy day. I wasn't sure if it was like bacon or something from in here. Let's see,
Isn't
focus
this
on
a job for the
Pascal.
serfs?
And can I enrage them from here? No, I cannot. Alright. Alright, chat, I need to wash my hands before, because I've just got some. My wife was kind enough to bring me lunch. But it was finger food, and I've been petting Chip this whole stream. Alright, Wall of Rockery, defensive stance, and... There's no one in taunt range, so just her and turn. Buff us. Cast haste on him. And damage, defense buff on him. Chip not his day anymore. There you are. He jumped down.
A genius
Fire
at
pass
work.
Hey Gabe, your mom took my water and then just left and never brought it back. I think she was possibly like trying to give me the refill and then forgot. Wait, why did you take that back? Okay.
Request approved.
Let's see.
My vow is to serve.
Ah, missed.
Doubt is... As the Emperor commands. I will not! I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
As duty demands.
Off that one.
If I may.
Give him another turn. That's gone. We saw that pepperoni pizza. Yeah. Yeah.
Me? If you insist, Lord
Turn
Captain.
the fan off. Turn the fan on. Make a little chiller in here. But that's making the food go cold faster. I'm like, hi Lord, how you doing?
Victory is imminent. It will be done.
A wicked thought.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Let's see.
Running binaric override.
Nice.
Terminated. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Can she reach that from here?
I'll do it. This is why I was
guess so.
chosen. Faith was for you, my Emperor.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? As duty demands.
Last one, I think.
I will do my duty.
Could cast another turn and she can finish it.
Another foe painted black.
Easy.
Patience!
Mutant Psyker.
My nerves are frayed!
Do you require inquisitorial approval?
Alright. So I need to do something here. Alright, my wife and my kid have both failed me. Hang on. Okay. My wife was kind enough to bring me lunch, and then she took my water, I think intending to refill it, and then she never brought it back. She just forgot. I was like, I need it. Needs napkins for the finger foods? No, water in this case. All right. An unknown hallucination has taken hold of people. Crazed serfs are smashing sacred machines all over the world. Dude, there's words in every... What is pogrom? What is servitorizational decimation? I need more information. Punitive means to punish. That is like punish the people. I don't know what this even does. Thousands of people were turned into servitors, some of which were anti-machine rioters. Okay. You're welcome. You can right-click on the arrow icons for more info. So I know what servitor is. I didn't know what servitorial decimation is. Does that turn people into servitors? Does that destroy servitors that already existed? Yada, yada, yada. I didn't know what it was. Okay. Gotta go to Kiava Gamma, make pineapple also with archers, revenue, blah, 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 blah. Let's make a course here. And we're gonna get attacked. No doubt. Demons. Alright.
Martyrdom is the reward.
Brace yourself, Avalon.
Rise up to that storm.
We're taking damage. Like, alright. Whoa! A screamer! I've only seen a screamer in the, what was the game? Realms of Ruin. Oh, that was recent. Oh, and there's like a purple circle here. Oh, this thing.
A wicked thought.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
You can't move up to those boxes? Won't let me move there.
This is why I was chosen. I'll do it. Down.
I can use desperate measures right away? I don't think things are going that bad.
I'll do it. You, my Emperor. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Let's see.
Regen on Abelard. Give her another turn.
Thought.
It's almost done.
Schemes within schemes.
Ow. Rude.
Let's see to it. Focus, Van Kellogg's. Focus.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Try to die with grace, at least.
Alright, got the Screamer.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's.
Regen on Pascal.
If I may.
Oh, there's another Screamer. I didn't see that one.
It will be done. At your beck and call.
I can't destroy that fleshy thing that's pumping out the purple. Dodged it. Oh, I can attack it, but I can't use special attacks. That's just be normal ones. Can't use my Mecha Dendrite on it either.
Request approved.
I'll do it. Faith, this is why I was chosen. Doubt is for the...
Let's see, regen on Heinrichs. Get cast another turn.
I'm not accustomed to being
Screamer.
ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
More buffs around.
A genius.
Oh my.
I won't object to it. Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
Draggy says, any thoughts about putting the tier list on YouTube? I enjoyed going back to on Twitch. Yes. Noxxi actually edited it a little bit to trim it a bit. I mean, it went from like 3 hours down to 2.5. But, yeah, she got me back the edited version last night. I need to make a fancy thumbnail for it. 2.5 hours so short, right?
Me, as duty demands. Isn't this a job?
Ability analysis successful.
Me, if you insist, Lord Captain.
Regen on self. He's got lots of extra attacks, but he's missing all of them.
Indeed. At your beck and call.
To be fair, that's almost 90 mini reviews, so much content.
Victory is imminent.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful. The old Messiah knows.
Pain and beautiful.
As the... I'll do it. This is unacceptable.
Oh, I gotta reload. I was like, why won't it shoot? Why is it making error noises? I had to reload the gun.
I'll do it.
A wicked thought. Schemes within schemes. What if...
Alright, whatever this thing is making purple no-no juice. It's gone now.
For the throne's glory. I won't object to it.
If I may, I'm not accustomed. Try to die with grace, at least. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
My conferences are not that universal.
Tried to use Touch of Anger, but they resisted. He's parrying a lot. Like, just non-stop parries.
It will be done. I'm not interested. Indeed.
Running by Nerek override.
It's like 8 parries in a row. Nine.
As the... I'll do it. For you, my emperor!
A wicked thought. A genius at work.
Isn't this a job? Another foe painted black.
Give her mini turns.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Try to die with grace, at least. If I may. Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor. As duty demands. Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may, try to die with grace, at least. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright, that's a bunch of kills.
But of course, Lord Captain. Naturally.
Interesting to see Argenta's a bounty hunter. It gives her one extra weaker shot each turn. Honestly, the rest of the bounty hunter stuff has been kind of lackluster.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
The scriptural prognosis is
I took care of this one. At your beck and call. It will be done.
Oh, I want to see something. If I go to Abelard, how many buffs, stacks of unyielding? He only has 2 stacks of unyielding beacon. He starts with 1. That means he's taken 1 hit the whole fight. All of those attacks that they're hitting with, that he's parrying most of them, he's only actually gotten hit once. Wow.
Doubt is for the weak. That is not the Emperor's will. Faith without... I'll do it.
The storm approaches.
Why did that not work?
Schemes within schemes.
I'm afraid not.
Oh, she can't see from there.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I won't object to it.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Another first.
Is there an animation make option? Wait, is there an option to make the animation goes faster? Yeah, it's in the options. That's what I'm using right now.
Me? If you insist, your captain.
Yeah, there's a faster combat option.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered
Even
around.
I won't do that.
I'm Amanda.
Oh, my ears are ringing. I will do my duty.
My vow is to serve.
As the Emperor, you, my Emperor! Doubt this is why I was chosen!
I am powerless to act. A wicked, a predictable downfall.
Another horror.
What if?
Me? Witness the fury of House Orcelion. I am a navigator.
Now we were totally fine, but that was a lot. 2 screamers, these weird container things, and tons of demons that split into more demons.
Oh, once
That was a lot.
amidst the madness.
Evo 6. High Factotum Janra's Danrock. Captain, the Astropathic Choir has caught glimpses of horrifying visions coming from Phoebos 6. Yo, this planet is so much trouble. Something has breached the colony from underground. Soon, after a new sector of deep tunnels had been put into operation, it was overrun by monsters. They lurk in the darkness, swarm in the shadows, attack quietly, and leave nothing in their wake, consuming flesh, plasteel, and rockery. The churring of 1,000 claws heralds their approach, and desperate cries can be heard in the silence of the tunnels. Praise be to the Golden Throne, these creatures do not seem to be interested in getting to the surface. However, they have seized several active mines and are doing Emperor only knows what. Gain Carapace fragment. You will gain Master of the Inferno. Allies contend with damage or fire damage. Blow up the tunnels to prevent more casualties. Let them rot in the darkness under the weight of the world's soil. The remotely controlled trolleys loaded with explosives have been sent into the dangerous tunnels. Many lamented that the cave-ins from the explosions would not be big enough and that the enemy would be able to find their way back to the colony yet again. A series of tremors shook the mines, and the monstrous roars of crumbling earth filled the empty tunnels. Clouds of toxic smoke have erupted from the depths of the mines. The blockage of stone and dirt has separated people from these terrible invaders, whatever they were. Alright. Boom. Scan. Prometheum. You know what? I will extract for that. Ice World. Ooh, adventure. I wonder if it's the world that Argenta's been looking for.
Stop. There.
Already a trap? Yo, we landed right next to a trap.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. This task should have been accomplished easily.
You're already injured? We just started.
Blessed be the road that we take. Ministration is a holy task.
A fragment of ship's plating bearing unholy symbols. It seems the vessel was shot over the planet as some of the debris reached the surface. Medicae.
Lesson learned.
Headless body. Nothing definite can be said about it. We can definitely say it's missing its head.
There will be no peace in my way.
Duty prevails.
Duty prevails. Yeah, at least you didn't blow yourself up this time. The lasgun batteries are depleted. These people fought to their last breath. What is that? Chaos Marine! Quick save!
They will see. Oh, yes.
My warp
They
sight reveals something.
will see. Oh, another annoyance.
Oh, what is that? That's bigger than the Chaos Marine. I was just scared of the Chaos Marine. You didn't even need to bring this other stuff. He's got a teeny tiny head. Ferocious Hellbrute. Chat, I'm scared. And I think that's a trap. I don't know if she can shoot over that or not.
A genius at work.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
There's 2 Chaos Marines and a Hellbird. So, I want to disarm this, but it's not letting me.
Rejoice in battle! I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. You, my Emperor! I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Two to 3 damage. Oh my god. Nice. Good hit.
The scriptural prognosis is...
Oh! No! There's a third one! 101 damage opening it. Haskell down.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Schemes within schemes.
Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain. Naturally.
These ruby blushes
Just lost my cover. Wait, what? They're shooting their own dude. Wait, are the cultists? Wait, is this a 3-way battle? So the cultists were shooting the Hellbrute for 1 damage per shot. But they were shooting it. There's like no more cover for her to use right now.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Did I? Thank you, Twix!
I'll do it. Faith in you, my emperor!
If I may,
Abelard getting his first turn.
Indeed.
As the emperor, this is why I was chosen. I'll do it. As the emperor commands, I act.
Oh my god. The taunt worked. He got freaking kicked into a corner. Oh, is there a third Marine? Oh no.
Let's see.
Alright, regen.
A wicked thought.
Heal.
Let's
buff.
see.
Dots. Weaken.
I won't object to it.
final lesson.
Oh my god. Alright, now it's over. Cassia is my heaviest hitter, and he just one-shot her. 150 damage. Where is it? Combat log is so bad. Oh my god. Here we go. 150. And it was a critical hit. Critical hit, 150 damage. So far, they've hit the party twice. One was a critical hit that one-shot Pascal, and the other was a critical hit that one-shot Cassia. Oh my gosh. They kicked the other guy? True. Might be a good idea to come back here later. True. Dang it.
Your seneschal is always
the ordinary.
I woke up with a feeling. House Orselio thanks you.
Hello, Bertree.
You are in the presence of House Orselio. I am a navigator,
What a
not a
glorious
servitor.
spectacle of your demise.
I'm gonna try it from a different side.
You into corpse starch.
If this still is terrible, then we'll come back to this planet at another time. Alright, buff cast. Cast, reveal the light on self.
I'm not accustomed to
Blast that
being ordered
guy.
around.
End turn. End turn. Argenta. Let's see, that does 7 to 9. If I swap to this, it is 3 to 6. It's worse. Okay. Alright, guaranteed crit.
Doubt is
Bounty.
for the weak. As the Emperor...
Shoot.
I'll do it.
Run and gun.
As the Emperor...
Shoot. Extra hit.
This is why I was
That's
chosen.
all she's got.
Faith
Dash
without
down the
deed.
stairs and trench.
Brace yourself,
Oh, oh my god. Abelard.
Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Actually, no, since these guys are 2x2, they have to fight Abelard to get
I will
past.
do my duty.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Immediately restore all AP and 4 MP until the end of the turn. No limit on melee attacks this turn. Starting from the next round until the end of combat, you can't charge, and their movement points are reduced by 3.
Will rule the stars themselves. At your beck and call. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
What a great desperate measures. He did 0, 0, 0, and 0.
Request approved. Running binary override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
If I sit here for an hour, they can kill that.
Me. If you insist, Lord
Regen
Captain.
on him.
If I may. I am a
Give him some
navigator,
stats.
not a servitor.
For the throne's glory.
Heal on Abelard. Haste on
I won't
Cassia.
object to it,
Iron
but
Arm
of
on
course,
Abelard.
Lord Captain.
Single hit target heal on him. Regen on Pascal for later. Extra turn on Cass.
within the schemes.
Got one Marine at half health. Extra
Me.
stats on Abelard.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
As the...
She is really not able to do much right now.
I'll do it. You, my
I guess she
Emperor!
could use a melt-a-gun here or something.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. Go into the Emperor's
Oh my
light.
god! Another crit!
Another
137!
color has faded.
0 and 0, nice. These crits. Oh, what was that thing? Chaos Spawn. There's another new thing over there. Jesus. It's got 4 stacks. Again, for any time he gets hit but doesn't die, he gets tougher. If we can manage to keep him alive
Indeed.
long enough for that to be a
Victory is
thing.
imminent. At your beck and call.
The scripture
I do not. I can move Pascal right there and do melee attacks. I really don't want Pascal in melee range of this thing. I really, really don't.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
And her damage gets stronger each turn. Is every time someone takes an extra turn, she gets a permanent bonus to her stats. So she's at 154 willpower now. So her offense gets stronger as the fight drags on. His defense gets stronger anytime he's hit, but he doesn't die. Oh, I just realized Heinrichs is almost dead. Cast regen on Heinrichs. Cast that on him.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Hey, nice! I made the Marine go hit the other Marine. Very nice.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Get me a target.
Can you heal Argento?
Not sanctioned to do
No, it
this.
doesn't let it. Doesn't let you do that. I hate how difficult it is sometimes to see who has buffs or not. Okay, he does not have haste.
I won't object to it.
I could go there to get full cover from the Chaos Brute, but it wouldn't be full cover from those two. Which makes that kind of scary.
Through the smoke and gunfire.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? As duty demands.
We have killed a Chaos Marine. No matter what happens from this point forward, we're doing better than last time.
If I may.
A genius at
I don't know what to do.
That guy is horse crap. He did 100 to 1, then he did 122 to something else, and then did like 50 repeatedly to this guy. Oh my god. So 64 rending to cover, it was destroyed. 34 to Abelard, 109 to Chaos Marine. Where's the rest of it? $122 to Cassia, 100 to Abelard, in one shot. Reaper Autocannon Burst is the name of the move he used.
Request approved.
Miss.
Request approved. Running binary override.
Are you winning? No. Is Heinrichs down? Heinrichs is down too. Okay.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Wait, is that desperate measures? Yeah, that's fine.
Behold my artistry!
I am a navigator, not a servant. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
He's nearly gone.
What if...
If I may. Another flower painted
2
black.
Chaos Marines dead.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me?
3 Chaos Marines dead. Now we just have Satan himself to deal with. Which is not in my range at the moment.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And all the cultists, assuming that, you know, they're gonna be a problem.
Emperor, give me strength.
A wicked thought. Let's see.
I'm so scared. He's gonna do it again. He gets to do it again. Wait, are the Chaos? I thought the Chaos spawn were against the Hellbird. Are they gonna attack me too?
Request approved.
Oh god. Yeah, I can't reach him from here. I'm so confused. I thought the Chaos Spawn and the Cultists were fighting the Ferocious Hellbrew. Alright.
Be careful not to cross my
Reckless,
gaze.
but she's in full cover right here.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
A wicked thought. What if?
I'm afraid. Okay, here's my fear. I cast Touch of Anger on the Chaos Bird. It turns, and it would hit an enemy, but it might shoot through this enemy and hit us. So I'm just gonna try to do it on that guy. And it didn't work. All right.
What is my muse?
Can't die with grace,
All right.
at least.
She's got so much stacked up damage, she can two-shot those now. Is the Brute bullying you with its furious Hellfire barrages? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A genius at work.
I'd like to peek out and set him on fire, but then I'd get killed, so we're just going to wait here.
Don't leave us. Order.
Dang it!
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Hit your friend. Ah, it didn't work.
If I may.
Let's see. schemes within schemes.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
No 71. Stacker
Let's
damage
see.
more.
What if...
No!
From every loss, twisted
It's over.
wonders
It's over.
emerge.
175. So each round, he gets 9 attacks. And if one of them hits, it's over. If one of them hits, it's over. Oh, man. Okay. Alright. Ah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. We killed all 3 Chaos Marines. There was a chance, but every single time the Brute hit somebody, I think they were dead. Like, there was one time it hit someone and didn't crit them, but it hit them with all 3 shots and it downed them. I think that was Heinrich's or the Sister of Battle. And then the other times, it was always like 150 plus. No, I think actually he hit Abelard one time for 100 and he barely lived, and then he hit him next turn for like 150. So even though she had stacked her damage up enough to the point where she could take out something like that, it wasn't, he landed 1 blow. He landed 1 blow of his 9 attempts at shooting each round. Dang, okay. Well, I guess I might need to come back here later, but I could totally see myself beating this fight now with just, if I did the exact same thing, but the RNG was a little better, but it would be RNG. Because, yeah, 9 attacks per round, any one of them can one-shot kill a teammate. There would be a lot of do it over and over until it works out. So we'll probably leave this planet and come back later on and see if more levels helps. I'm not sure if the game scales each area to your current level or if leveling up would help. I'm not sure. I know that there are, there's power armor in the game, and I've not yet found any, so that might assist. But, alright, we did a save right before we tried this fight. We will pick it up from that save next time. Oh, man. Dude. That got me right in the soul, that last shot that hit Cass. Like, god dang it! I thought I had a chance. Alright, chat. Thank you guys for a wonderful morning stream. With that, I've got some stuff I need to do, so I gotta step out. A couple plugs on the way out. If you happen to be new to my channel, my name is Mukluk. I stream every single evening and every weekday morning. I will be back later this evening to continue our playthrough of Return of the Obra Dinn and Dyson Sphere program, if that fancies you. Hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Hit like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. It does help us out in a very real way. These are my YouTube channels if you want to see my other content, and special thank you to the dear patrons that keep my channel alive with their support, and there is a link to that if you would like to check that out. And with that, I'm going to wrap the streams up here for the morning, and I will catch you guys later tonight. Say it backwards. Edge the need only you'll but see to take, please. Week every giveaways, beakers, the touch don't speakers, the up crank way, the on is entertainment, stay the enjoy. You hope we lab the 2 viewer, dear you welcomes, third the Snuffles, Van Chauncey, Sir, and fourth the Esquire, Reginald Bartholomew, Douglas, Mukluk. The words pour from his mouth, nearly tripping over themselves in their haste. My name is Zunikai. I used to be a slave here, but then I worked hard and they made me an overseer. I kept a good eye on the slaves, and if anyone slacked off, I whipped them hard. Don't clip it. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, hi. You stay there. I'm going that way. Deal. You broke the deal. Oh, Chauncey can swim. I didn't know that. How does he look so dapper while swimming? I've never seen a cat look that dapper while swimming. Like, look, his chest is out. He's just like, yeah. Have you attempted Oxygen Not Included? Mm-hmm. I played it on stream, and one very memorable memory is anyone who was at the stream, I was letting them name one of my replicants after them. And I said, Joe Niels, which one do you want to be you? And one of them had like explosive bowel syndrome or something. And he donated $50 and he was drunk and he made the British guy said, I want a character, make me the poop one. I don't know if anyone on Twitch has ever spent $50 to say, make me the poop one. But that day Joe did, and it burned into my mind. The flashlight that we picked up earlier is in hand now. Oh, that's us. Oh, yo, I was getting... Cardboard, this is not going to go well. Run an update. I'm running software updates. This is true horror, chat, because I was a tech support. I can't get away from it.
Updated.
They just left bread on the table. That bread's gonna dry out. The bread is gonna dry out. There's so much bread. You don't, like, there's the baby's not eating bread. There's 2 of us. There's like 3 loaves of bread there and another 4 right here. What are you doing? Put some saran wrap on it. It's gonna dry out. New oh my god, a freaking patron sound. Oh, yeah, just like, a new arrival, and then Ed Wolf was sure to follow. Oh, hello, welcome, bitch. Sit down, you. Oh, Season, good to see you. I use numpad for my mounts. I use numpad for this, and 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 other things.
I'm trying to sleep here.
Am I too loud? Okay.
I love you.
I love you too. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Oh.